makes you look like an angel sent from heaven. You always look pretty, but you really outdone yourself this time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool, one sec. That was much higher praise than expected!
I'm going to have embarrassment! Come on! How did you do this for each other all the time?
Oh, man, love. It's so sweet. He said I was ready. He said I was ready.
I guess you can judge from my name.
I concede. I didn't think he had it into compliments are going right. He's done well. Almost like he's used to this stuff. Maybe he's into that sort of tomboy aesthetic. Outfit 2, how is it?
You've done a 180 and looking cool as hell.
This one might be a little too revealing. Of course, too revealing would be a problem for him. How do you like me?
I'm gonna try it out.
Oh, Lisa, how bold.
I'll say.
What's siempre proviros? What did she just say?
She wants to disappear.
Fan service too much for her?
Stop it. I'm out of range.
That's actually really fucking cool. Like, I feel like a lot of the extended lore of the game is actually pretty well done. I wish they spent more time developing it so people would be able to appreciate it more. Because I think this stuff is awesome. I wish that we saw more of it in the game, actually. It'd be great. The books? Who cares about the books? I want to see the game.
Also access the powers of the light through different control means. Sunwalkers worship the sun, and she manifests into using more sun-based light attacks.
Wow.
You also have the Draenei, who have direct communication with the Naru, who are pure manifestations of light.
Oh,
Hell, you even have the Lightforged Draenei, who are basically super soldiers who have let their bodies become a vessel to dispense light's justice.
So they're taking steroids.
Even the Blood Elves, who enslaved a Naru and sucked out its life juice. What? Elves being dicks? Whoa, yeah, no, totally haven't heard that one before.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's the way it goes.
But what if, no matter how much faith you had, the light still abandoned you? For the Forsaken, this is the harsh reality they must deal with. Priests suffering from undeath can still call upon the light, and it can still heal them, but it is just excruciatingly painful. In fact, channeling holy magic and being healed by it have a side effect, where an undead can regain their senses. They can taste the decay in their mouths. They can smell their rotting flesh and feel the maggots crawl beneath their skin. So yeah, it's not fun being undead. In fact,
Bro, what? That sucks. Yeah, I didn't even know this. This is fucking insane. So they can feel the maggots in their mouth? No wonder the undead priests are always so angry. I'd be mad too.
really depressing actually. And that is why.
Can you jerk off if you're undead? Can you or not? No?
I need to
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, what if you pull it off?
What is this?
this stranger is just sleeping in my bed, bro.
There's a bot.
Where were you lying? You're lying.
Yo, how's it going? We just start. A quick thank you to the sponsor of this video. Yes, What's Human is an open world game where you can buy, beautiful houses, cars, gather some loot, and get stuff done. If you enjoy games, we're working on projects with fellow boys in a beautiful open world. This is the best game for you. Alright, so listen up, yo. Because this is exciting new stuff that comes with this set game. Currently, What's Human just dropped these things called Digital Wheels. Pretty much for the nerds, it enhances the server. It makes the gameplay look 10 times better. A lot more beautiful, a lot more smoother, just all around. It feels like a brand new game. What comes along with this beautiful new server, there are more monsters, creepier monsters. That means maximum and newer loots. Which means more loot, double loot, a higher chance of getting rarer loots. It's a no-brainer, dog. It's a no-brainer. You like farming, you like getting loot, you like getting awesome equipment that makes you fly as Hellboy? What's Human from my fellow gamblers? What's up, yo? How we doing? If you think about it, life's a gamble. And in this game, that game preaches the hell out of that slogan. Now watch this. In this game, if you lower your standing, you have a higher chance of, that happening to you. But high risk, high reward. You get better loot, brother. There's also going to be some spring festival events coming up. Now, what is this festival event entitled? What a fantastic question. Let me enlighten you, okay? This event brings 27. Hello. 27 free rewards. Did I also mention the game? I'm about to bring it up a lot. Okay? We're gonna set the bar even higher with this game. This game will also be available on mobile in April. You can play this game on the go. You're on the move. Bring your phone. Take a shower. Bring your phone. It is the first. We're making history here. It is the first free-to-play open mobile world game ever. When I said free, I meant it. There is no pay to win this game. No one can get little boosts. Oil Princess, I'm sorry, put thy wallet away. This is raw, natural game. You put in that work, get the loot. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today. It's for free. Hit the link down in the description. All that good jazz, yo. Also, not forget to pre-register for mobile when it drops.
Fuck! Oh my god!
Undead were once members of the Church of the Holy Light, have transitioned to a new form of practice.
Shadow?
Holy Man focuses on emotions of heart, hope, courage, comfort, the powers of shadow, psychologies of the mind, despair, doubt, and anger. In light, you stand together as one. In darkness, you are alone. Fanatic, stupid, or indescribable power.
I always thought that undead should be able to cast holy spells. I thought that was stupid. Jesus! What the fuck? God damn!
Play off this characteristic of the corruptive influence of mind.
Yeah, it's way cooler.
Void involves writing fine lines, meant to power other insanity, mind victim.
That's really cool.
Forsaken, the cold forgotten shadow is many summons, shadow fly, users of the void, an old god full, by a hammer,
Yeah, I guess so.
and speaking of evil corruption,
Oh, Legion.
the powers of Self
are
just as
Yeah.
more addictive than the void. The most infamous users of this corruptive magic are the Burning Legion, of course.
Yeah,
They
I
are
guess
an
so.
infinite army filled with demons that call twisting our barriers. This plane existence was created when the powers of the light and void clashed together on a cosmic scale. This is where Raphael and other magical energies reside. Every single Warcraft universe was once uncorrupted. Under the command of the Legion, they've been tainted, twisted. The obvious example.
Their Draenei? Yeah, we need to find this out. Like, Blizzard really needs to look into the storyline a little bit more and see what's going on.
For Aragorn, who used to be Draenei, but accepted Sargeras' gift of power, they turned red.
Oh,
And mean.
because they're, mad.
Draenei who have been affected by Fel, but have rejected its influence, have transformed into the Malform and broken.
See, that's what's kind of weird, man. Is I never liked this fucking change. Look at this guy here. Look at this guy. Oh, wait, 1 second. Let me just pause it.
Also,
Look at that. That's like a normal
Draenei who have been affected by Fel,
That's like these broken guys, and then they turn into this.
transformed into the Malform and broken.
Look at that. Look at that ugly ass motherfucker. I think they did such a good job about like doing this whole this like degradation, whatever you want to call it. I think this is really fucking good. Awesome.
This is what they look like now, but this is what they used to be. These days also be summoned by practitioners that will summon one with soul.
How about that? Alright. This is a good video.
Now, we're say that when you're power,
Yes, they are. Warlocks are evil. Anybody that says otherwise is 100% wrong. Warlocks are completely evil. And like, they are. But that's okay. That's the thing. Warlocks are... Yes, no, we aren't. Yes, they are. All warlocks are evil. And they control demons, man. They control fucking demons. They use people's souls. That they get. Man, that's evil. That's evil shit. Like, if there was a boss, and they're like, what did this boss do wrong? And then he said, well, he summoned demons, and he stole people's souls after he killed them. We'd be like, damn, this is like a bad guy. You gotta go take care of him. But you can play as one of these in the fucking game. They're evil, man. 100% evil. Death Knights.
Harnessing chaotic and corrupting magic and being shunned by most of society, it's kind of hard not to do that. Using spells is sort of a get-rich quick style spell. Exactly. It takes time to learn, but you can get a pretty high power relatively quickly compared to practicing other forms of magic.
What he's trying to say is playing Death to War requires no skills. Which, if you play the various mechanics, you can attest that that is different.
But aside from that, being a warlock, slowly turning into a demon,
Wait, what?
hate you, the set of birds and burn down orphanages, vomiting, also having overlooked by summoning them into that go feel?
I think warlocks they're like people that were all like black people. I would say that should we just take it away to like make an analogy to what World War is? Yeah, if you were all black in high school, that's a little 100%.
While Fel represents chaos, its counterpart is arcane magic. A form of magic that requires order and
Shit. That takes too much work. Let's just go back to Fel. Yeah, it's way too much work.
in order to own such magic.
Again,
It requires years and years of study, places like Dalaran, Stormwind's Mage Order, or Zoom, or really any
something like that.
One of the reasons why it takes so many years is because of how diverse the magic really is. You can shoot pure arcane magic, or you can manifest it with fire or frost. There's abjuration, configuration, transmutation, annihilation, evisceration, mutation. There's a lot of stuff to make muffins to teleporting around the world. And by the way, according to this, apparently it is possible for inexperienced mages to blink into furniture, perceive other people, and they suffocate and they die, which is horrifying.
They need to put that in the game. Wait, they need to put that in the game. They need to do like a blink or some sort of talent that allows your blink to have no cooldown, but if you blink into a wall, you fucking die. Like, your blink has no cooldown, but if you blink into a wall, you die. Like, that would be so fucking badass. Or like, it would be stupid and broken, and everybody would hate it, but it would be so fucking funny if it happened for like, I don't know, a week or something like that. Yeah, that's how they should do that for April Fools. Just make it like an April Fools joke. So like anytime a mage blinks into a wall, it just dies. It'd be amazing.
What other natural substances like Azeroth built up the blade? You can see how like Azeroth's blood vessels like successful magic. That was serious. The Burning Legion loves finding these items of magic. Also, mask the high arcane expectations. They can do this by setting up runestones around the city.
You can figure that out.
Sky, but those are not cool ways to make sure that protect no. The mages have something powerful locked in the gallery to protect them. That's NordVPN, the sponsor of today's video. What if I told you the Burning Legion is real and our cyber hackers trying to steal your information? NordVPN, you can master IP. You can't say but anywhere else in the world, maybe you know that you say, wow, you have a six connections and also Legion on websites like Netflix, and you can like it money back.
How incredible is that? How incredible is that?
Has to say, got more My name is Cat. Yeah, that's right. Look at all these other
shit.
Wow. 68.
How about that?
Yeah, which is only $3.71 a month. Plus, in addition, free at NordVPN.com/black or using code SLACK at checkout. This is NordVPN for making this video possible. Back to the video. The ad is now over.
That is probably the best.
Let's see how the throws are going.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, we have a NordVPN thing too for Allcraft, and I only need to have the link up during the stream. But I think NordVPN hold like the most fucking 500 IQ strategy with their contract with us, and I only have to have the thing up during Allcraft. But I'm so lazy that it's been up all week. I forgot to take it down. It's like, I'll think like, oh yeah, I should take that thing down, and I just never do. I completely forgot about it.
Some users out there like Coco illustrated with the whole concept of morality getting an idea of that. And that's why many mages have fallen into the dark arts known as necromancy.
Oh yeah, Coco used to be a
Practices of raising the dead and holding the craft and necrotic magic. Over time, their bodies will slowly decay, causing them to wither to the very creatures they raise.
That's fucking cool.
Some of the most powerful
shit.
are witches. These have had their souls linked to a container of the black. In order to kill a witch good, you must destroy the black. The most famous witch is Kel'Thuzad. Classic, we did it to destroy the black radiating from some random guy. That's why graphic religion.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck that happened. Why didn't they just break the fucking thing? Well, I thought it was Black Creek, but like it doesn't really matter, right? It's like, yeah, why did that happen? In the West way, it's like you finished the whole fucking thing, and like if you compare it to like the Western War was so I can see why you would want to destroy it, but still, classic, yeah. So what they're saying here is this Ravnica King and like all this other bullshit is caused by classic antis. Classic antis made everything go wrong. That's what they did, man. Classic fucking antis.
He returned. He did it again.
Wow.
Shadows, where we'll probably repeat again.
Does he have a black green thing down there?
Death Knights are another example of powerful magic.
Yeah.
These warriors were raised by the Lich King himself.
Dude, Death Knights. Ice. Like, look at that. Like, that's two-handed. Should I have gone DK in honestly, the only reason why I didn't go DK is because my mount wouldn't carry over. And if it wasn't for that, I would have gone DK. Because I had just spent fucking months farting for the Amani warfare, and I did not want to lose it. And now I'm not moving. I'm not going to DK now. But back then, I think that I would have done it. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, no, I still would have won DK. DK was just so fucking badass. Like, I think DK is the coolest class in the game, in my opinion. It's either DK or Warlock. Warriors are just, the thing is, like, in the lore of the game, Warriors are like, they're like a footnote. It's like, yeah, Warriors are fighting, and then actually the mage did something important. You know, that's basically what happens. And it's fucking sad.
With magic and trained to be the ultimate healing and as weapon before all Azeroth that the Death Knights lights of the chapel. Despite being freed from the Lich King's grasp, they are still machines of death.
Yes.
All of the knights struggle with the courage called eternal hunger, which is an unstoppable urge to inflict pain and suffering on the living. So who's going to get the If the Death Knights don't scratch the itch, they'll fall into madness and go on an unstoppable murder frenzy.
What?
Just the most badass anything I've ever heard in Warcraft.
Yeah, that's
More
That's fucking insane. So DKs are programmed to be serial killers? What the fuck? Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, I'm doing this. This is cool. Yeah, took some time on it. Now I know why they're all assholes. Like, everybody, the guy that we are rated in rap, respect from music to season 2 playing DK instead. This guy, he never had to worry about campaigns because he was always ready. Like, the entire night, we were just being in and yelling at us. That was it. It was the whole thing, and it was great. Like, I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, it was great, great time.
This is the total opposite of never music. It's all about behind the scenes, the beauty of the living world, and probably never taking a shower. The first two episodes was about fear, and it was very nobody is able to connection to the world is the ability to access that dream.
You can't say every time somebody's bald, or every time somebody doesn't take a shower. You can't say every single one of them is me. Okay? Like, it just doesn't fucking work that way. Like, there has to be more to it than just that.
Jesus is a magical realm created by the Titan Freya, representing the blueprint of how Azeroth should be formed.
Oh, wow.
It's a version of Azeroth not affected by intelligent beings out of the lands, the Legion flourishes with natural life. And in the middle of just a Druids take a long slumber while in the dream. During the slumber, they gain an incredibly deep connection with nature, which translates to harnessing its powers. I'm awake. There are
So how does it turn into a bear?
someone
That's insane.
characters of the fall, talent, fangs, world, fight, raccoon, and muskrat. Because just like incredibly diverse, but really just one aspect of
Are there groups really that big in real life? Or not really like in the game? I don't think they are. Like, I don't think so. I'm gonna have to go over some Valkyrie and check, but I don't think that's the case.
it is just one aspect of nature that deals with living things. But the other side of nature is more private and deals with elements that are the building blocks of Adam. Since the very creation, the elements of water, fire, air, have been in a battle for supremacy. The shamans, the mediators, who keep the elements of our world in check, making sure one is never stronger than the other, and harnesses these raging element forces to strike their enemies.
That makes sense.
The relationship between the shaman and the elements they
That's a badass way to do it.
the shaman must be in good standing with the elements and work in their favor in order to harness their power.
I always thought that was stupid. Like, I guess it was. Like, I think it was kind of cool in a way, but it just didn't really make sense whenever I first started thinking about it. You know what I mean? It was like, wait, what the fuck? Like, if you tell him what to do, like, to just go kill somebody, and then suddenly he thinks that you're on his side, like, I don't know, it just didn't really make a lot of sense. Servants is the elements. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't like the elements are really trying to yeah, it's a little bit odd. But I like it in terms of like the type of players that would be a shaman. You know, the type of guys that would be a shaman are people who want to be read like you know, these are the kind of people like, this guy puts a shaman in the game. Yeah, if you're trying to be friends with a waterfall, or like a rock, or something like that. Not necessarily rock, but like a really, really cool looking rock. Not just any rock, really cool. I don't know, man. It's weird.
Then there are goblins. This is one of the most crazy last compositions made. Goblins are really all about making as much money as possible with the smallest effort.
Yeah.
They don't really care about the world.
No, they don't. Yeah. The goblins are like
Our business partners have been convinced to sign a contract, which seems reasonable, but in the fine print, they state that the goblins can harness the powers of the elements for their own personal gain.
what?
I feel like this is kind of a bit of a stretch to make this connection, but
What happened to the contract? What do they have to go to the court? What the fuck is this? The fuck? No, really, I don't understand it at all. Like, elemental court? It's like making a contract with like a roach. Like the elements are these super powerful fucking like omniscient forces, and the goblins are like they're green. Like it's like the only thing they have going for us is green. Getting criminal justice system. Dude, it's so fucking ridiculous. I just understand it all very great.
at the end of the day, at this time, WoW class and race restrictions are kind of just arbitrary.
A fucking contract for the elements. I guess they had to decide. Yeah, you just talk to them. It's okay. Yeah, you just talk to them. This is a good I'm glad that I got a chance to watch it. I know that I didn't watch it the other day, so I'm glad that video right there. I just linked it to you guys so you'll be able to watch it. And that's basically it. Guys, a good video. Yeah, I would say so. I like it a lot. And it's very, very cool. The contracts. Let's see here. Watching when I was here this morning, like, wow, I was watching this one video, and it's the same person, which I like. That was the exact thing that I thought of, man. That was the exact same fucking thing that I thought of. And, that's a great idea. We got this from the Magic of Friendship. Okay, SpongeBob. Let's see what else we have. Someone needs to make these kinds of mods. This is new. What the fuck is this? Talking about critical aspects of the world. I asked some critical aspects of Warcraft universe. Yeah, I didn't even know about any of this shit, man. I had no fucking idea. So, it's definitely interesting to see what kind of the advanced lore behind the game, because I never had any idea about this at all. And I think it's really cool to see like different options and things that the game has. Maybe one of the Magic is the friends that made along the way. No, I'm pretty sure it's actually just Fireballs, man.
Very hard. It's gonna be like one.
if only that was just like everything in the line, everything is just simply Is this a game? They See, that's the part
The Night Elves win the battle between the Dark Shore and the Ceremonies. Yeah, back on the continent of Ross, there's some other trying to consume all that Azeroth can destroy, so we go use the type I guess you just forgot about this incredible look back in jars. It's important for you to understand Shadowlands, but it's also
magic or something because it would indicate that she was really powerful. Because like it would give you like a sense of like how powerful she was if she could have done that one on her own. Like that would have been smarter for them to do than just create just like your plot device to make it happen.
The Horde Alliance has stranded on that relationship war and they didn't learn how to survive. They think the Alliance Horde have fish people who somehow can breathe out of the water to help them. Also, the Cell path and needs the door to put a jar of the Horde back. This happens off screen. Alright, that's going to the rest now we know the other troops. What's it doing? Where are you fresh air. But we are in an extremely hostile environment. Who's not this is so fucking ridiculous. That's right. Wow, Venus was the blade Charlotte built into her house, and somehow she didn't expect the Alliance to work together, despite us working together again and again for the past 15 years.
Yeah,
Charlotte is needed, but Zon is released from his prison, and whole Charlotte is meanwhile, all of this is going on. Also, Zon is Proudmoore, kidnapping Bloodhoof, and want to burn down Thunderbolt. This plotline culminates in the Horde Alliance forces marching the gates of Order.
How did Paul Roller come back? Like, do you guys ever wonder about that? Like, how the fuck did that ever happen? Like, because it's like you could see, like his hairline was clearly not there. It's not like, oh, he just shaved his head. No, his hairline was clearly fucked up. And then the cinematics happened. Fence raid? I don't know, like, are there hair elementals in the games? I guess there must be.
I'm not talking about any of this plot because it all gets resolved in the BFA, and this video is already way too complex for the story elements I can.
Yeah, it is.
What you need to know is Sarthane is the old Lord, he wants to die an honorable death. He challenges Sylvanas to a duel. Sylvanas is frustrated because her plan is falling apart, and she says, "The Lord is nothing."
That's exactly what I said.
Also, guess who wins the duel? After this happens, all these scenes were tension, and she flies away. Sylvanas then hangs out in the ghost lands.
My mom and the dog went out with the mom used to have little fights. And we were lying mysteries. In the end, he was dead.
So Sylvanas' plan is to kill everyone and then she will slay.
I don't think that's what it was. I think that she knew that Zod was going to die. Or they didn't get reveal it. But that's kind of yeah. Just this way now.
Put me in that shit.
you can just exit stage left and go through it again. This is he might not actually get X-19 in Alpass, but I just explained all of DNA without coming back.
So all corruption's gone. Like, so what about God's dead? Then that's not him to be dead. Okay.
that there were available. No, I use Twitch, mostly as I find Twitch chat to be the most annoying thing mankind has ever invented. However, I can't deny that clearly it's a very popular platform. And so, much like how I have to thank Asmongold for helping me get the glory of the Firelands Raider achievement at 5 o'clock in the morning 7 years ago, I also have to thank him for bringing what would have been yet another forgotten production of mine in front of over 500,000 people. Truth be told, I have completely forgotten all about this video. You just...
You know, like all the times people bring up about how React content is bad. Oh, React content sucks. It's so bad. Look at this. Isn't it crazy how it's not true again? Wow.
What about the creative writing I made out of frustration? I was, and still am, baffled to see it receive such a positive response. From Urban Dictionary definitions to German news articles. Yeah, it's been very interesting.
What you just said about what? You said what name? Yeah. You don't say that. Right up here and say it. Some y'all no, I don't say that. That's my line. Don't fucking say that. That's my fucking line. You stick to your line, I got my line.
Read all your comments, as well as see the Google Trends spike for the Soul Gallery Gillen. However, this whole thing has admittedly put me in a bit of an awkward situation.
What's that?
You see, over the last few days, I've been inundated with request after request to make more quickly pastors, just like Stone Town. And my response to that is, no. You see, the reason why you enjoyed Stone Town wasn't just because of the writing.
Because it was unexpected.
But simply because you didn't know whether it was true.
Yeah, exactly.
If I told you the truth right at the start, you would have all text forward out of there in Guinness World Record time. Make no mistake, I could easily write a ton more stories like it. The Butcher of Badlands, the Rapist of Redbridge, the Molesting of Rock Madame. But it simply wouldn't be the same. And deep down, you know the truth. Not only that, but I don't even play WoW anymore. I'm pretty sure it doesn't really require an explanation. Seeing what was once my favourite game, community, and company devolve into the...
I love hearing from just like a random guy. Just like, this isn't some kind of fucking, like, plant. This isn't anything like that. This is just a random guy talking about his game, you know? Just having a conversation.
Absolute disgrace that it is today is something that, frankly, I'd rather forget about entirely. And can you really blame me? However, even if I have no plans to ever return back to WoW, I feel as if I can't just simply ignore all of your kind words. So, I wanted to make something for you all as a thank you. Consider it a sort of one-off, bowing out gift for all you WoWers. Now, as I said, this isn't a creepy pasta, but instead, a rabbit hole. I said that Stone Tower was WoW's darkest secret, but truth be told, there is actually a real darkest secret about World of Warcraft that I have never seen anyone else even talk about. In fact, it's been out in the open now for years, and yet seemingly passed everyone by. Perhaps it's not so much a dark secret, but a forgotten secret. I know, you're skeptical. So, without further ado, go into full screen mode and let me explain.
Okay, what the fuck? Alright, here we go again. Yeah, let's go. What the fuck? It's so hard for me to believe it. I'm gonna believe it. I really am. I'm gonna believe it, and because there are plenty of weird mysteries as well. I will. But as I said, isn't it great? This guy makes great videos, and we used to watch the Asmongold guys back in the day. Because, they were so good, and I had videos about everything, you know? I mean, man, ain't that the truth?
As this time, it's real. Oh, and folks, try not to tap out this time, will you?
what I mean? Like, this is gonna be about, it's gonna have like a picture of like George Soros, and it's gonna be like really, really dark like this or something, you know, with like ominous quotes, and then the next scene is gonna be a scene of like 9/11, and it's gonna be like, what are they hiding? And it's gonna have a picture of like Obama, and it's gonna have triangles for eyes, and the triangles are gonna zoom in on the eyes, and it's Illuminati, you know, like that. Yeah, I mean, really.
9/11. The Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York were destroyed in a terrorist attack. Days later, President George Bush announces the beginning of the War on Terror, with the aim of bringing those responsible to justice. During this time, President Bush's approval rating was around 90%, an unprecedented high in American politics. The people were angry and wanted revenge. 10 years later, in 2011, President Barack Obama formally announces the death of the leader of Al-Qaeda, Osama bin Laden. With the news of this announcement, the American people celebrated. After 10 long years, it seemed that this war on terror was finally about to come to an end. But it didn't. The modus operandi of American foreign policy had changed from merely eliminating potential terrorist threats into what became known as nation building, with the aim of transforming countries in the Middle East from being dictatorships into being democracies. Afghanistan, which went from being under the sole rule of the Taliban to now having its own elections, being a prime example of such a transformation. During this time, the American public's attitude to war deeply started to sour. In their minds, if it truly was mission accomplished.
Oh, like, y'all don't remember this shit. Like, this was the biggest fucking meme. Oh my god, this was a fucking meme. Yep. Yeah, that didn't go too well.
Then why was the government still spending trillions of taxpayer dollars fighting such overseas wars when their own people at home were struggling? 10 more years later in 2021, and the war on terror would ceremoniously come to a close, yet perhaps not in the way that many thought it would. Within hours of the US military leaving Afghanistan, the Taliban had once again seized control within hours.
Oh my god. I remember whenever this shit happened, and like people were talking all the time about fucking, this shit happened, and they said the plane was fake. They said it was a fake plane.
The failure of trying to forcefully change a nation's foundation so radically were now on full display for the world to see. The war on terror was a tragedy for almost everyone involved, with thousands of lives needlessly lost, trillions of dollars spent in vain, and an entire part of the world now destabilized beyond comprehension. For many of us who grew up during the 2000s and 2010s, it somewhat goes without saying that such events have foreshadowed our entire lives. But a question you're probably asking yourselves is, what the hell does this have to do with World of Warcraft? Well,
That was one of the things I was kind of wondering. Yeah, I was kind of wondering the same thing.
a lot more than you might think, actually. One month after 9/11, on October 26, 2001, President George Bush implemented what became colloquially known as the Patriot Act. In its own words, this was an act to deter and punish terrorist acts in the United States and across the globe, and to enhance law enforcement investigatory tools.
Seems pretty good.
When the Patriot Act was first passed, most people didn't think anything of it. After all,
It's good. They literally, it has Patriot in the name. How could it be better? Yeah, right. Aren't you a patriot? I mean, come on.
at the time, America had just been attacked, and in many people's eyes, if the government was going to do something about it, then that could only be a good thing. But the sudden combination of this blind trust, hunger for revenge, and sudden rise in patriotism created an almost perfect environment for opportunistic bureaucrats to expand their collective power. And that's exactly what they did via the Patriot Act. The first half of the Patriot Act, to deter and punish terrorist acts, was obviously most effective and required. However, the second half, consisting of enhancing law enforcement's investigatory tools, would turn out to be much more sinister than it was presented.
I love how, like, this is, like, they passed this, like, 20 years ago, and cops still can't figure out if they're getting a fake phone call. Like, they still can't figure it out. Oh my god.
The US, UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand comprise the vast majority of the English-speaking Western world. Being strongly culturally and economically interlinked, these nations tend to cooperate much more with one another than what would usually be the case. One of these means of cooperation is in the form of intelligence, whereby they form what is known as the Five Eyes.
Oh, that's what's on the I see. This is the dollar bill.
An intelligence alliance that behind the scenes works together with one another to achieve their mutual aims. As you may remember, back in 2013, a man known as Edward Snowden would quit his job in American intelligence and flee to Russia for asylum, whereby there he would reveal a bombshell beyond belief. Snowden disclosed an estimated 15,000 classified Australian intelligence files, 60,000 classified British intelligence files, and a staggering 1.7 million classified American intelligence.
God damn!
And to say that these files were damning would be an understatement. The English-speaking Western nations, who so proudly proclaim themselves to be the so-called free world, had, behind the curtain, created a dystopian surveillance system that even rivaled that of China.
I love how, like, whenever people, like, mention this, I mean, I was glad that they said this. I remember, like, whenever this came out, like, my mom was like, yeah, that's right, that's what Alex has been saying for years, you know? I told you this shit was happening, you should have listened.
Going down to the dance battle, you're
Yeah, I knew.
It would be a lot dangerous to go into everything that such files revealed, such as the prison whereby according to these slides, large American corporations, such as Microsoft and Apple, had seemingly agreed to become providers, whereby they hand intelligence agencies information about their customers, such as emails, chats, videos, photos, data, and much, much more. All such companies officially deny such involvement even to this day, mind you, so I'll leave it up to you on who you want to believe.
Just remember, we're like going to believe the company of nerds, or like going to believe that the company of nerds was pressured by a company of individuals using your bombs to provide data and information. Which one could I ever possibly believe? I wonder.
But as stated, the sheer extent and vastness of the Snowden leaks are beyond belief, and with almost 2 million files in circulation, could span numerous hours worth of explanations on their own. However, out of all these 2 million documents, there was one that was well and truly unbelievable. It did get some media attention when it was found, but not much, and was ultimately forgotten about. I'm going to show you this document now. This is the first page of an 82-page document that's been colloquially nicknamed NSA Documents on Games and Virtual Worlds. As you can see, this document was given the security clearance of top secret, which means that for most of you, had you laid your eyes on this just a few years ago, you'd be spending a lot of time behind the bars.
Yeah, they have like this like information, and there's like a lot of levels of clearances in government. I remember, like, we had basic clearances, there's secret clearance, and top secret clearance, and obviously I'm sure there's like other stuff above that I just don't know about. Yeah, it's very complicated. Is this okay to watch? No, it's not. Everybody's going to jail. You're all accomplices with crime, and we're all going to jail together. It's going to be great.
For those who are unaware of what the top secret security clearance pertains, in the United States, the Department of Defense has three clearly distinct categories of security clearance. Confidential, which is applied to information which could cause some national security. Secret, which is applied to information which could cause serious damage to national security. And top secret, which is applied to information which could cause exceptionally grave damage to national security. Obtaining a top secret security clearance is incredibly difficult and can take many months just to obtain, with numerous background checks or situational qualifications required. Only an estimated 800,000 people, or 0.2% of the American population, is said to have had a top secret security clearance. However, it should be noted that merely having obtained such a security clearance does not necessarily mean that said individual automatically has access to all the information within said clearance level, as such information is often still only provided on a strict needs-based basis. Bottom line is that prior to the Snowden leak, hardly anyone but very high-level American NSA, British GCHQ, and other Five Eyes intelligence operatives would have ever laid their eyes on this document. This was never able to be seen by the public.
Meet Asana, a work management platform that helps companies get more done and save more time. Teams can stay connected while they track updates and visualize timelines. Asana, a smarter way to work. Try it for free today at asana.com.
The first page reads, Guerrilla Game with target development for World of Warcraft online gaming. Although online gaming may seem like an innocuous form of entertainment, when the basic features and capabilities are examined, it could potentially become a target-rich communication network. Online gaming represents a technology that is rapidly growing in popularity worldwide.
Holy shit!
WoW is one with an impressive following of gaming enthusiasts. Over 10 million users worldwide. The exact date when this document was made is unknown. However, it is believed to have been produced sometime between 2007 and 2008, aka the Burning Crusade expansion. We know this not just from the comments throughout, but that it specifically mentions the 10 million subscriber mark, which was achieved around that time. Quite the difference from today, where I'd be surprised if WoW even had 10,000 subscribers. But besides the point, you're probably wondering why American intelligence agencies are writing documents about World of Warcraft. Well, after 9/11, it goes without saying that the American government and its subordinate intelligence agencies became most paranoid. During this time, online video games were still mostly considered to be a novelty for the youth. However, as people from the millennium...
Online games didn't really start to happen until like the 2010s. And like the technology was there before then, but people didn't have as many computers back then. It was like not everybody had a fucking, you know, this like nice like fucking computer that could run the quality stuff. It was hard to do. It's expensive.
The generation who had grown up with online games started to join such agencies. It seems that the revelation that video games could be used for potential criminal activity seemingly startled them, as they had not yet understood, or even thought, that video games could even be used for such nefarious means, leading them to investigate further. This slide shows that the NSA analyzes...
I had a friend of mine, and like, he did some like water. I mean, he did a little bit of water fraud, right? He did a little bit of fraud. And anyway, he was in my guild. And so this guy got caught, and they put him in jail for a while. And they found out that like he was talking and making deals with the different things. Like there's a friend. No, there's a guy in my guild. Like we hung out all the time. There was a guy in my guild, and the guy named Money. I don't know how much. That was somebody else. And so how many guild members were going to jail? But anyway, so like the guy, he was actually talking with one of his friends in WoW and dealing with like what they were going to do illegally in the game to like avoid having any sort of like detection for it. And the government finally found out about it. I think they put him in jail, but I don't know how long he was in jail. And the article they wrote about it, the news article, they said that the quote from him was that he was glad that he was going to go to jail because then people wouldn't bother him. straight up.
Fucking straight up.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what he's, I have no idea what he's doing now. I don't. Like, I guess I could say it. And yeah, it was in WoW. It was a news story and everything. Was he the bald guy? Yes. Yes, he was the bald guy. He was in my guild. He was Weeshun. He was a druid in my guild. We hung out together like pretty much every night. Yeah. Fucking exactly. Yeah. And we went together and everything. It's almost a funny thing too. But you have to keep in mind, right? So like, put this in perspective. So like, I talked to this guy, and I met this guy in like 2011. It was 2012, somewhere around that, right? We were friends for like a couple years before we were in jail. And then I made the virtual exchange website literally like 6 months after I think he went to jail. But I was like, damn, this is a really good idea. So you can get a lot of money on this? Okay. Yep, let's do it.
Game genres, from first-person shooters, educational games, simulations, mixed or alternate realities, MMOs, and strategy games, and gave them a traffic-light grade based on how effective they would be in numerous key areas for criminals to take advantage of. As you can see, all genres had some flaws, except for the MMO, which was seemingly a perfect attack vector for criminal activity. Thus, WoW, being by far the most popular MMO of the time, would naturally become a place of interest.
Absolutely.
The NSA had 3 main fears when it came to video games and their potential: communication, propaganda, and recruitment. Throughout this, I'm going to tell you how the NSA plan to deal with such fears, and how you may have been affected by them. Starting with communication. Let's read. WoW may be providing stringent targets a way to hide in plain sight. Targets have been spotted receiving no-reply emails from gaming providers, and GCHQ analysts have correlated known stringent targets to online gaming events. The new Mission Development Center at NHS, the Global Network Exploitation and the Applied Research Special Topics Organization at GCHQ, are working together to filter the Formsat survey environment for this traffic and extract various types of WoW metadata for SIGINT development and network knowledge enrichment.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that's quite a mouthful. Let's break it down. SIGINT means Signals Intelligence. Essentially, the art of intercepting signals and, if necessary, decrypting them to reveal their message. Whereas the United States has PRISM, here in the United Kingdom we have Echelon, which has been described as a global network of electronic spy stations that can eavesdrop on telephones, faxes, and computers.
I see. It's a fucking. I get it. Yep. There we go. Alright. It's one of those things. I got it.
It can even track bank accounts. That information is stored in Echelon computers, which can keep millions of records on individuals. Officially, however, Echelon doesn't exist. Echelon's collection of satellite data is referred to internally as Formsat, which is an abbreviation for Foreign Satellite Collection. Essentially, it seems that sometime in 2007, GCHQ found that an unidentified person of interest, or a group of them, was playing World of Warcraft, and actively infiltrated Blizzard's servers in order to sniff out such targets, as confirmed by the following paragraphs. Communication is at the core of online gaming, and in WoW there are many ways to communicate and interact in the virtual world. A player has a character ID and can join different groups. GCHQ recently asked NHS's new Mission Development Center to support an online gaming research effort focusing on WoW. Eager to assist in a new potential area of target development, the NMDC discussed metadata needs with GCHQ in order to enable WoW targeted network research in the Formsat area. The NMDC engaged Snort, an open-source packet sniffing software, which runs on all Formsat survey packet data to filter cold WoW packets. GCHQ provided several WoW protocol parsing scripts to process the traffic and produce Warcraft metadata. By fusing information from different systems, databases, and resources, GCHQ has correlated target entities to WoW logged events, and continues to uncover potential phishing value by identifying accounts, characters, and guilds related to Islamic extremist groups, nuclear proliferation, and arms dealing. But, wait.
Holy fucking shit! Well, the thing is, like, a lot of people would use, this is the thing, right? Is like, a lot of people would use different, like, video games and stuff like that to talk about things that were illegal, especially back in the day, because they didn't log any of their chats. Yeah, they didn't log their chats, drug deals, yeah. And then so they had to have, like, there was a law about this, and it was like a big thing, man. Like, as I said, like, anything that has to do with any level of, like, fraud or scamming or something like that would happen within, like, any of this time period, I probably know about it. I probably know about it or know people that were involved in it. Like, let's be honest.
Islamic extremist groups, nuclear proliferation, and arms dealing in World of Warcraft? Surely this must be an overpowering exaggeration. Well, actually, maybe not. When people are asked to imagine where they think criminal activity takes place online, they will typically respond, dark web, a hidden series of servers that exist seemingly independently from the rest of the internet that can only be accessed using certain special software. For example, if we were to load up my super secure virtual machine on my super secure private operating system with my super secure private browser, you can see that someone here is trying to sell a weapon of mass destruction.
I think I know that is.
No, the criminal behind this might think that they're being smart by conducting such an illicit transaction in this way. After all, in their mind, the payment could be transferred and untraceable via cryptocurrency, and they will never get caught, as they're using the deep web's criminally hosted servers as to avoid identification.
They're starting to get people on this, by the way. Like, now they are, because the government, that's always just a cat and mouse, right? Of course, but yeah, they're starting to get people on this shit.
Reality, of course, is anything but. You see, by merely using the deep web in the first place, this gentleman has already placed a target on himself. As let's face it, nobody uses the deep web for anything other than criminal activity.
And that's what Bitcoin used to be. Bitcoin was 100% for buying drugs and buying firearms. That's it. So, like, if you wanted to buy a gun without a license or without a registration, you would do it with Bitcoin, right? Silk Road, yep. That's how you did it back in 2009. So, like, when did they shut it down? I don't even remember. It's like the late 2000s, like maybe was it 2011 or so, when did they shut that shit down? I'm trying to remember. Still used a lot for that? 2013? I don't know, it was a little later. That was earlier. 2013. Holy shit. Okay, it was not longer than I thought.
Should an intelligence agency successfully manage to infiltrate a deep web server, which is something that happens all the time, then they will have access to numerous different signals of intelligence that will lead back to a huge number of potential criminals. B. Infiltrate this server, please. Server. Wonderful. As we can see, this gentleman's IP address is now exposed, meaning that all intelligence agencies have to do is correlate customer information with ZISD, and he's in it bad. Oh no, the target shielded his IP address from identification by using a virtual private network.
Imagine that.
Who cares? Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this production, then the chances are that you also watch a ton of videos online. Let me ask you a question. How many times have you seen a video that's been directly sponsored via VPN?
I've never seen that before. Have we seen one of those before?
Okay.
Did VPN sponsor videos? It's like it would be like the... Is the VPN in for video? Wow, okay, yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. Maybe this is all
once. And it seems
what
like
if this whole thing is just a very elaborate VPN sponsored video? at the very end, and like for the last 5 minutes, he just talks about NordVPN. That'd be good.
Ever since around 2017 and onwards, every content creator and their mom is being sponsored by them. But how? I mean, VPNs aren't exactly a lucrative business. Where do these firms get all their money to splash on their marketing alone? Well, admittedly, and this is just a thought of mine, but I strongly believe that a large number of VPN firms are either directly or indirectly ran by intelligence agencies.
So there's compliant, this is my understanding, right, is that there are compliant and also non-compliant VPN services. And many of them will comply with the government for certain things to like get the information out of the government. Yeah. Like, I don't remember, like, the thing is, it's like, nobody knows how it works? Yeah, sure. And they'll on VPN, exactly. VPN of who's lying and have their stuff in it. I don't know. It really depends. Like, I'm not really sure. Every VPN has a website that's, every VPN that has a website that's compliant. I mean, it's not really a surprise, right? But again, it's the same thing as I said before. I mean, what are these companies going to tell the government no? It's the fucking government.
Well, let's think about it. VPN technology makes it quite a bit more difficult for intelligence agencies to undergo stitching. However, the technology isn't ever going to go anywhere, and simply making its use illegal, shockingly, isn't going to deter criminals from using it. So, by simply operating the VPNs from in the shadows, we can create a false illusion of security for such criminals, which can then be used against them. Again, just a thought of mine, but the ultimate point here is that for online criminals, by trying to mask their activities via the use of technology such as the deep web and possibly VPNs, they inadvertently make themselves even more like targets. However, should such criminals do their business in a place whereby nobody would expect, such as a video game, then they simply blend in with the rest of the environment with no suspicion. Essentially, they are hits, hidden in plain sight. WoW certainly provides entertainment for a large number of people worldwide, but its gaming format can provide a virtual organizational platform.
Bro, I hate whenever the cops, they have like the unmarked vehicles, and it's like they still have these small podcasts. They're still like a fucking computer. Bro, like, we know what's going on here. Like, I mean, this is not. I mean, come on. Like, we. Yes, under the car. Wow. I can't believe they figured it out. It's a Crown Victoria with a tiny little hubcaps. 3 fucking antennas coming out of it, and an exempt license plate. How could you possibly imagine what this unmarked car would be?
For potential stitching targets as well. Furthermore, this technology can assist the target and simultaneously assist the stitching community in tracking their target. The WoW gaming infrastructure provides ample information for network development through the data passed through WoW messages, such as country and time zone information, local IP addresses, and realm server addresses. In terms of active target development, there are clear boundaries. Traditional stitching development may follow emails, chats, and buddy lists, whereas WoW target development may follow character IDs and logins, gaming communication channels, and guilds. MHS and GCHQ will continue to develop and collaborate on this potentially lucrative venture.
Holy shit!
A question I have to ask is, why is it that we now live in such a low-trust society that our intelligence agencies have actually become so paranoid that they went looking for Bin Laden in America? Wouldn't it instead be why?
I would say that would be a big mistake. He probably wasn't there. Yeah, I bet they didn't find him. Yeah, Fedman, listen, thought about doing that actually, but I decided not to because it's like I heard like you have to deal with a lot of like fucking like kid, like weird fucking like kid sexual stuff, right? You like seeing it, like dealing with it. Like I didn't want to like I just didn't it fucks people up. Yeah, like it does. It fucks people up. Like I'm not dealing with that. Yeah, I really fuck that. Yeah. Worked for NSA for 4 years. I feel like people always ask me, like, what was it like working down there? It's just like, great. We just ate food all day and some South Carolina. I love the NSA, like, these other places the same. Where it's like, I think it's like this fucking super secret thing, but it's actually just a bunch of fucking 35-year-old moms processing paperwork.
Nice to reflect on how we ended up in this nightmare situation in the first place. As opposed to, you know, spying on everything that moves. Of course it would. But ladies and gentlemen, our nations are ran by idiots. Essentially,
I would generally say this is true and also not true. I think that in many cases they're not idiots. I think they just have different goals than we do. Yeah, they're not dumb. Their goal is not to. This is not trying to help us out. No, they're trying to do some bullshit.
much like how the NSA harvested unsuspecting customers' information from corporations via the PRISM program, it seems they also not just planned, but actively did, infiltrate Blizzard's servers. Not just to look for specific targets, but to also actively collect metadata on every single World of Warcraft player. Which essentially means that anything you've ever said while in Azeroth, even as far back as over a decade ago, could be stored on an agency's server somewhere, with the potential to be easily tracked back to you. Now, with all due respect to the NSA, if you're going to bother looking for terrorists on World of Warcraft, aka looking for a needle in a haystack, then you should, at the very least, actually make yourselves useful while you're here, and instead, deal with the army of perverted groomers that have been operating shamelessly out in the open within the Goldshire Inn, plaguing our beloved roleplay servers for years. Cheers. But regardless,
That's actually true. Like, some of those guys, like, they don't care how old people are, they're trying to talk to them anyway, and there are, like, trial accounts, so if they get banned, doesn't really matter. It's nuts, man. It's absolutely fucking nuts. Like that picture, though, yeah, I've seen this. It's all 30-year-old men. Yeah, but, like, what is some of them on? You know what I mean?
if you think that's weird, wait until we get on to propaganda. Back in the early days of WoW, machines used to be a massive deal. Those of you who have played the game for a long time may remember gems such as Illegal Danish, Snacker's Journal, or my personal favourite, Of Time Novels. Jesus Christ, we're getting old.
That's what happened. But wait, no, that's actually what happened. And then we had instead of Hello Kitty Island Adventure, it was fucking Mrs. Pandaria. That's about the same thing. And then Rod fell asleep. True. And then this would have been the expansion they brought out Goblins. No, never mind. Goblins are way over. Never mind. Fuck that up. That's weird.
For those who don't know, machines were essentially in-game movies, acted out with characters, a story, etc., etc. There's still many made today, but nowhere near as much as there used to be. I've made a few machines myself, and they're always a lot of fun to make. The sheer amount of zones, models, and armor in WoW makes it an almost perfect game for such creative endeavors, which, according to the NSA, also made it a threat. As bizarre as this may sound, the NSA was seemingly obsessed with machines, with their documents meticulously detailing not just what they are, but also how they're made, even name-dropping the popular piece of recording software at the time known as Fraps. Gaming can serve as a platform for propaganda video production. For example, Machinima is filmmaking within the real-time 3D virtual environment of a video game. All that is required is a game and a desktop computer. Terrorists could easily exploit this technology. Through the use of virtual characters and audio mashups, a terrorist could anonymously create Machinima films that included speeches, updates, and briefings. Additionally, one could use Machinimas to create a likable militant hero with whom their target audience could identify. The NSA...
God fucking dead. That's nuts. Smart NSA? Yeah, no, it actually is true, yeah. They're not wrong.
Actually believed that Al-Qaeda was going to use World of Warcraft and other MMOs to create pro-jihadi machines. They even went so far as to express concern about the huge increase in capabilities during the 2000s, citing that such increased realism may potentially make such propaganda even more effective. Now, I don't know about you chaps, but in all my time playing World of Warcraft, I have never come across any of Bin Laden's machinimas. However,
How do we know that we have not enjoyed a World of Warcraft machinima created by Bin Laden? Yeah. Now, how could we possibly know this?
as humorous as it may
Yeah, you never hear about him anymore, do you? Drake Dog? Isn't that weird? Any of them or all of them could have been Bin Laden.
At the end of the day, it is an intelligence agency's job to identify all possible attack vectors, such as this, even if, ultimately, they may sound ridiculous. So, as odd as it may sound, it is understandable that they would be at least somewhat concerned about such possibilities. However, what is truly baffling is how they plan to counter such potential propaganda. Countering in-game propaganda. Countering extremist propaganda in the game space can be achieved in part by being an active game player. Establishing a game presence allows for virtual interfacing, information exchanges, and developing influential relationships with both adversaries and allies. In-game interaction also can help shape real-life attitudes and perceptions. That's right, folks. You know that one guy in your guild who just wouldn't stop asking questions all the time? Honestly, at first, this to me just seemed like some guy saying he was addicted to WoW all the time, desperately trying to come up with ways he could make this thing, that him leveling up his knowledge at work was actually a good idea.
I think that actually makes sense.
It gets weirder. In-game assets might form partnerships with celebrity avatars. Establishing an in-game presence will enable identification of players, their guilds, and other common interest groups. These relationships can be exploited to facilitate viral message spread or in-game dialogue for counter-propaganda purposes. Wow. Now, before you all start freaking out, streamers and creators are all secretly on the federal payroll, remember that this document was written over a decade and a half ago.
So they've had 15 years to plant all those seeds. Holy shit, so you don't know. Am I part of the CIA? Am I the NSA? Is Soda the NSA? Like any streamer could be the government. Holy shit, this is all the jailer. Yeah, that's right.
But besides the point, the fact that the NSA actually considered going into WoW with the sole purpose to manipulate innocent civilians with bizarre psychological operations is beyond unbelievable. But here it is, in black and white.
I see that.
But again, all of that is nothing compared to recruitment.
What?
The NSA strongly believed that terrorist groups could potentially use video games for recruitment purposes. Now, why the hell Al-Qaeda would want a bunch of World of Warcraft players under their belts, I don't know. However, in all likelihood, this logic might have been a matter of projection. If I told you to think of a first-person shooter, I'm sure there were many people could name. But in the late 2000s, there was an FPS juggernaut that not many people know about. Known as America's Army. Now, despite looking like a typical FPS, what makes America's Army so peculiar is not necessarily the game itself, but who made it. The actual US Army itself.
That would make sense because they would know about the subject matter. Because it would be about them. They should have an extra difference in the game. I think that way would be better. Because the last one was kind of a dud. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was a good game. Yeah, I remember my dad. I think my dad got me this game. I showed this game to my dad. Because like, my dad was awesome. So we thought this was fucking cool.
America's Army came out in 2002, and despite being a fully-fledged AAA experience, was available for download completely for free. Now, this might not seem unusual by today's standards, where free-to-play games...
Back then it wasn't, yeah.
But back then, this was almost unheard of.
Nobody was free-to-play games.
But why, exactly? Why did the American government choose to finance an FPS game of all things, and deliver it for free? I mean, for Christ's sake, this is a country that fights tooth and nail as to not give its own people healthcare. So if they're giving away something for free, there just has to be cash.
If you're not paying for something, if you're not paying for it, then you own it.
And, yeah, the catch was, it was a recruitment. Also visited the corresponding recruitment sites. Of course! But that's not exactly surprising news. I mean, come on. A free game created by the American government that's a military simulator. I mean, it's not exactly like they're trying to hide it. Now, if they were trying to use third-party games as subtle propaganda, well then, we'd have a problem. Yes, baby. What? Another opportunity to focus IC counter-terrorism efforts in the game space is new or modified game development to compete with extremist groups operating in the game space. Working with commercial partners, students, and others in the game space to develop a competitive game and attract the target audience would aid this effort. Market research could provide valuable insights into the interests and habits of players from a particular target audience. Using focus groups throughout the game production cycle would also help to identify the strengths and weaknesses of the story, graphics, and gameplay.
That's usually how
It could also fuel new game development. Many colleges and universities now host programs that focus on game design and production. Asset-sponsored scholarships and incentives could be used to encourage students to develop appropriately themed games. That's right, the NSA was planning to actively infiltrate the entire gaming industry and create games with the specific purpose of being propaganda in order to sway how their players thought about real-life geopolitical events. Needless to say, video games, especially MMOs, were taken very seriously by such agencies. I haven't even delved into how they meticulously converted the value.
People turn video games, like I remember MMOs like back then. People treated MMOs back in like the 2000s like they treat the metaverse now. It's like this was the next big thing, and like everybody's in on it. It's gonna be like change the world, etc. Right? It was that was that time's metaverse. Yeah, Second Life. Yeah, there you go.
With the top MMOs in-game currencies into real-life currencies, or how they deep dive into the psychological effects that games have on their players, all the era-accurate predictions on the rising prominence that mobile gaming would have on the industry in the years that followed. At the time of recording, this document has been in open circulation for over 8 years. What it contains and the methodologies used have almost certainly changed since it was leaked, as otherwise I wouldn't have felt comfortable even mentioning it.
Yeah.
The point still stands. When the general public think of their intelligence agencies, they think of very smart people working hard behind the scenes to keep us safe. But
True, except the last part to keep us safe.
There are smart people?
Yes, I think they are very smart. Working behind the scenes? Yes. Keeping us safe? Sometimes incidentally.
Borderline everything here has nothing to do with keeping people
Incidentally,
safe,
sometimes
but it's simply flat-out surveillance and even psychological manipulation. I mean, let's go over everything we've learned here. 1. GCHQ actively collected World of Warcraft metadata without Blizzard or their customers' knowledge. 2. The NSA planned to send agents into games to spread in-game counter-propaganda to players. 3. The NSA planned to specifically form relations with highly
Remember
influential...
what I said about how New World was actually just a massive psyop, and the oppressive taxes in the game were actually just a way to slowly change public sentiment towards being negative about taxes, so people would view Jeff Bezos and Amazon as a company in a more favorable light because of their lack of paying taxes. That's all New World was there for. The game itself, that was all just, as I said, incidental. The game, that's just, who cares? It's mainly that tax structure.
Players within said games to exploit them. And 4. The NSA planned to actively manipulate the gaming industry to facilitate game development at large. I mean, Jesus Christ. People play video games, especially MMOs, as an escape from reality.
Not anymore.
A place whereby they can just zone out and immerse themselves within a fantasy world.
Not anymore.
And yet, what this document proves is that even within video games, no one is safe from the surveillance and psychological manipulations of those so-called free world governments. So, this is probably the part where you're expecting me to say, hey, don't worry, I was just making it all up. But no, sorry. Everything I've read throughout this production has been 100% legitimate, and I challenge you to do your own research and see for yourself. You all wanted a creepypasta, but guess what? You've been living in one this whole time. Sadly, however, it's not a murder thriller, but a dystopian society that's in denial. I mean, forget Edward Snowden a moment. Why is it that Julian Assange, a man whose only crime was revealing corruption within the US military, was forced to live in an Ecuadorian embassy for almost a decade? Meanwhile, politicians like Hillary Clinton can go on mainstream media and psychotically laugh at murdering other heads of state. Most people are, to this day, ignorant of the specific details in how their lives are being immorally surveilled and manipulated. And sadly, as most Westerners are so demotivated, distracted, and atomized, they simply just accept such a scenario rather than actually doing anything about it. I imagine that had these leaks came out in the early 2020s as opposed to the early 2010s, due to the current heightened distrust in our governments, perhaps they would have been more effective. But nevertheless, I hope that this production helps open one's eyes into learning the cold hard truth about how our governments really operate. Because, ladies and gentlemen,
I think anybody should expect that if there's anything that you say on the internet, and it's like there are ways to get around the government finding out what you're saying, and the odds are you're probably not using the right ones. And if you want to find out, say something really bad, and then you'll see if they show up at the house. And that's a good way to test, right? I mean, listen, the way I see this stuff is obviously the government's going to be doing this stuff as much as they can, because that's what they're going to do. They want to have as much power as possible. I mean, that's what the government does.
People can only bury their heads in the sand for so long. But the facts are that the way people think our society works and the way that it actually works are clearly two very different things. And frankly, it's time for people
I feel like most people
speak up and get smart.
I feel like most people assume the government is spying on them. Like they straight up just assume the government's spying on them. Like at this point now, like, because at the very beginning, whenever this stuff first came out, people were like, wow, I can't believe this. And then after a few years, they're like, yeah, the government spies on us. So what? It is what it is. You know, because like for a few years people would get rid of, they'd turn their webcam away, etc. And then they just got to the point where like, well, if Agent Smith wants to watch me jack off the horse porn, I guess he's gonna have to do that. That's his job. Fuck him. That's just it. People just stop giving a fuck.
At this rate, things are only going to get much worse. Recently, the US Department of Homeland Security announced that it will create a new disinformation governance board. Let me ask you, dear viewer, after everything I've shown you here today, would anyone seriously trust the American government to tell you the truth? Because the way I see it is, if they were planning to do this to us back then what are they actually doing to us now?
Damn. God damn, that was some real shit. I was actually hoping so much. Like, I heard a little bit about this whenever it came out. This was like a long time ago, but like, I forgot, right? But like, it's really not a surprise to see this. I love this, man. I really do. I think this is great. And like the best part about it, I was hoping that at the very end, he would do exactly what he did. He would say, guess what? You thought this was a fucking meme. It's not a meme. Brony Alex, thank you very much for the 10 subs. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, classic conspiracy theories. LMAO videos bullshit. Well, if videos bullshit, then why is Snowden? Why is Julian Assange on the run? Why are all these guys on the run? Why does the government want to get them? If they're just making up bullshit, then why does the government want to get them? Wrong link. Wait, what? This is the wrong link. Wait. Okay. I'll open it up this way again. Okay. And Woz forgot the secret. Okay, there we go. Good. You doing some porn? Oh, sorry. Yeah, that wasn't until later. Yeah, there we go. Snowden and Assange have been Russian agents for a long time. I don't believe that. I don't. I think that there are people that probably grew some sort of conscience and they expose stuff. And I don't think that they're Russian agents. I don't think so at all. I think it's legitimate. Yeah, because it makes sense, right? It makes sense that the government would want to spy on people to have more control over them. Yeah, I mean, it just makes sense. Why wouldn't they want to do that? Yeah, it would make no sense that they wouldn't do that. I mean, come on. Yeah, let's see here. It's not just America, it's every government doing this. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Should make conspiracy theories real. Oh, that is a good idea. Yeah, make conspiracy videos and then reveal at the end. Hexagon didn't kill himself. Holy fuck. Oh god, I love that. That's amazing. Yeah, that is fucking good. Okay, alright, let's see if we can get into this play a little bit again, man. That's someone tried to help American public is feared like a traitor, you do the math. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's what it is. British are the worst for surveillance. Yeah, everyone watches their people, they'd be stupid not to. Well, I think it's to the extent that they watch you, right? To the extent that they tell you to do and everything like that. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but it's not really a surprise. Yeah, absolutely not. Broke NDA signed with the government, that's why it's illegal? Yeah? Well, you can't break an NDA if you're making stuff up that's not true.